Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, a game released in 2025 this year. It is the latest entry in the Like a Dragon series, well, for like 5 more months, and then we are going to get Kiwami 3. Anyways, at the time of release of Pirate Yakuza, I was fairly new to the series, but I personally discovered Like a Dragon at the start of 2024, around the release of Infinite Wealth, and then in the span of the next 5 to 6 months, I completed each and every single title in the Yakuza series. Yes, even the Judgment games. And I know what y'all are wondering. Only unemployed. That I was. This was right after my graduation from high school and before enrolling in college. I spent all my time playing Yakuza games. This just goes to show how brilliant this series is in that regard. It reels you in and then you want to play it more and more and more and more. So after coming off of Infinite Wealth, I had high hopes for Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Too high even. Mainly because it was a spin-off sequel to the events of Infinite Wealth, and also because it was the first game that was being released after me joining the quote-unquote fandom. I pre-ordered the game, waited 4 months, time flew by, I got the game, and when it finally arrived on the 23rd of February 2025, I popped open the disc, played it, and then I was met with a little disappointment. Don't get me wrong, playing as Majima for the first time after Yakuza 0 was really badass and exciting. The gameplay was smooth and satisfying, the setting of Hawaii was sick. Tell me though, why does Majima look so pale in the sunlight? He looks paler than Hunter Schafer snapped by the Korean media. Look at this shit. The dress was beige, man. This is one of my main gripes with this game, the lighting. At night and in the evening, the game looks gorgeous. But as soon as it turns to daylight, the lighting goes from cloud 9 to rock bottom. I really do hope that they fix the lighting in the upcoming Dragon Engine games because it is just too bad. Next, we have the story. I will not dive too deep into the story because of spoilers, but I'll give you a little overview of the story. Okay, so Majima ends up stranded and passed out on an island. Then we see a boy approaching Majima to offer him a cup of water. Majima drinks the glass of water and goes on to explore the island with the kid. The name of the kid is Noah, by the way. Then, out of nowhere, we see weird ass looking pirate dudes coming up to Noah to ask who this outsider that is roaming with him is. Noah lies, claiming Majima to be his uncle. The weird ass pirate looking dude punches the ever-living shit out of the kid. Like, dude, come on, the kid has asthma, man. Then another one of the pirate goon comes up to finish the job and slime out Noah. But then we see Majima have his hero moment by saving the kid and beating up the goons. In the process of beating up the goons, he starts regaining bits and pieces of his memory. Then Noah introduces Majima to his dad. His dad does not approve of him taking Noah to dangerous treasure hunting. The next day, they both go outside asking pirates for a trip to Nele Island anyway. Majima gets declined, fucking abducts the whole ass ship, makes a new friend along, beats Noah's father up, then he joins the adventure, and all of a sudden becomes Captain Majima. Like, what? The game basically follows him losing his memory and becoming a pirate trying to retrieve the treasure of Esperanza. The story does not take itself too seriously and will lean into a more goofy side of Majima than in Yakuza 0 or even the Kiwami 2 saga. I was kind of disappointed with the story, but oh well, we got to see Nishida and Minami again. One thing I was definitely not disappointed in was the combat. Y'all, when I say Majima's moveset in this game is batshit, I mean it is batshit insane. One of the most game-changing combat change they did is now Majima can jump during a fight for the first time in a Yakuza game. And no, I'm not counting Yagami's jump, as it was there solely for the purpose of aura farming. In this game, Majima has 2 styles. The Mad Dog style, this is basically the Kiwami 2 fighting style, polished to perfection. And a completely new style, the Sea Dog. This style is inspired by the pirate theme of the game. And look, it may be a hot take, but I enjoyed this style more than the Mad Dog style. And before you all get up in arms in the comments, I can defend myself and explain why I like this style more. All because of this, the Pirates Coliseum. Do you know how insanely satisfying it is to slash a whole group of enemies on the ship with his swords, juggle them into the air, and then finish them off with a pistol? It is too damn fun. Anywho, both the styles are pretty fun to use. Majima controls like a charm, and that's what matters at the end of the day. One of the main complaints about the combat I have is the lack of heat bars. The game only gives you 1, even though in the demo we had 2. I personally think they might have removed it so we don't rely on the heat actions that much, but I don't know. At least 2 would have been nice. Also, the antagonists in this game are crazy. First we have Queen Michelle. She owns a pirate hub known as Madlantis. And then we have Raymond Law, voiced by none other than Samoa Joe. I like some of Samoa Joe's matches. What the fuck does he know about Yakuza? Never in my wildest dreams I would have thought that Samoa Joe will be in a Yakuza game. But here we are. I personally played this game in the Japanese dub, as that is what I'm accustomed to. So I couldn't tell you how good of a job he did as a voice actor, but it is still cool seeing him nonetheless, even though his character was really forgettable. All in all, I think the story is alright of this game. Nothing too deep, nothing too thin. I really do respect RGG for turning such a ridiculously zany idea into a game that actually plays amazingly. It's also kinda crazy to see them pumping out a kajillion of these games within the span of just a year or two. I mean, I get it. When you're a studio producing that many games, there are bound to be some misses. So yeah, great game. Just not a story that fully clicked with me. Other than that, it's a really solid game. And with that, thank you so much for watching this video and sticking to the end. I really do appreciate it. Until next time.